some footage. This is Axe to Grind, the hardcore podcast that crushes all, leaves a wake of broken bodies in its wake.
This is Axe to Grind, the hardcore podcast that crushes all fakes.
Oh. What do you got?
Crush. Oh. Hold on.
Fakes. Weirdest vocal delivery, also hardest song.
It's a hard song. Weird fucking vocal delivery.
Weird choices. I'm Patrick.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Tom, and I just peed Oreo cream.
Is that right?
Weird, yeah.
Oh, man. So
and crumbs. It was very strange.
Just straight out.
We had some of those most stuffed Oreos.
Last
and-
week.
Like 2 weeks ago, and I still have it in my system.
Jesus, it's the diabetes now.
Diabetes.
So, before we kick off, the people know the music. Before they know what's coming.
You heard it. You heard it.
You heard it. It's Mosh Madness.
There's a part of me that does wish that it could be a surprise, like you open, you don't know what the... But we got to title it
I
for
know.
later.
All right.
I mean,
Let's give a shout out to our sponsors. This is like a commercials when you're watching the pregame on the...
this is the B-roll.
I always say the name first, so you get to pick today.
Our
sponsors are...
Death Wish Incorporated.
Okay, going straight. Fine Purveyor.
Wish Incorporated.
Is this going to be a normal thing now?
Maybe. We're going Soul Asylum here.
Death Wish, purveyors of not just hardcore music, but a lot of stuff over the years, including stuff like Self-Defense, which falls outside. And also, early on, they put out a country record.
Yes, I saw
back.
Self-Defense Fan Never Coming Back. I saw them, the country artist on Death Wish, play in Albuquerque.
No shit.
Years ago?
2005.
Are we talking about Half Acre Gun Room?
We
Yes,
are. Can
yes.
you talk about it intelligently, please?
My buddy Brian Wallace played guitar for them.
No shit.
Brian did. Perfect World, Brian.
Yes.
Oh.
And Memphis Chris was in
Memphis
it.
Chris, okay.
Yeah, they were. I believe this was not Death Wish proper. They had Icarus.
Icarus, which was
right.
For non-heavy stuff, I think was the idea.
It was their anti.
Yeah. And then just folded everything in because it made more sense. But yes.
Go purchase the Half
go-
Acre Gun Room record.
Check that the fuck
But
out.
they got to
Stream
record
it.
at I think I don't know if they might have recorded at the same studio as Jeff Buckley,
yeah.
where he was recording when he died. You know that whole story?
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, what happened? He wandered into the water or something.
Yeah, he went swimming and he got taken out by the wake of a passing ship.
Is that true?
Yeah, it was like they recovered his body a couple of days later. Not a bit of alcohol or drugs in him. He was waiting for his rest of his band to come down to start recording, and he literally just waited out there with a friend of his.
So
and
this
he
was
got
not a
lost.
suicide.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the
He was just
sort of a-
swimming, left his stuff on the shore. It was and he was with a friend, and he just was just floating around, and they got taken out. Yeah.
Yo, Half Acre Gun Room is a great example of Death Wish team. They just like music. They fucking love it. If you get a chance, go check out the distro. We're big up in Half Acre Gun Room specifically. But, they just have a cool broad range. I think it shows in their catalog clearly. But, it's pretty fun. So if you go to deathwishinc.com and when you go there, you pick out stuff you want to buy.
Yeah,
pick out
first
stuff you
do
want
that. First do that. And then
You're checking out.
You're checking out, and it's going to say, hey, do you have a promo code? Because that would be dope. And then you say, I do, in fact. And then you type it in.
I like to be dope. And I will type it in as...
Axe to Grind. That was my country.
No, it's good country.
That was
Axe
Chris.
to Grind.
I think you guys are both ready for the big time.
I think so. I'm Chris Stapleton.
At Bakersfield Sound.
I'll take Florida Georgia line for the money.
Okay.
Baby, you a song.
There is money there.
What's that? What
So
were you
much
calling
money.
Katie Muskrat?
Katie Muskrat.
Katie Muskrat. Yeah.
Yeah, what's her
Casey
name?
Musgraves?
Casey Mus-
Kind of a big deal.
So,
Katie Muskrat is our Weird Al take on pop country, which I feel like would be phenomenally huge.
yeah.
Because the people who are into... More people are into
Are they
country
funny,
music
though?
now than were when we were young. Am I wrong about that? I feel like we're getting full saturation.
I think there's a real appreciation for the old shit. And then I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people have grown up with pop country being so ubiquitous that there's songs that they like.
Are we blaming Shania Twain?
Maybe.
Feel like a woman?
Yeah.
I think I am.
Damn.
I don't.
Be like
What's the other song? I don't what much? I don't.
that don't impress me much.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Pop country, it gets in your head, man.
So check it out. Thank you, Deathwish. And who's our other sponsor? I forget.
How could you forget?
AAA, help your car.
Yeah, help your car.
Double A.
Get that discount at Denny's for know, and you might need to be a senior, so AAA discount. What if Triple B Records started offering like corporate discounts? Where would the first Triple B Records corporate discount be at?
Shoney's, maybe
Disney World.
Shoney's. Wawa's are big in the Orlando area now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Huge
they were
expansion.
only in Northeast.
No, they're down there
Their
now.
expansion. They expanded to Florida before they even got further down in Virginia, and it exploded. There's hundreds down there now.
Yeah, I know because
Fucking
I sat outside one at like 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. because the place that we were staying, shout out to Tommy, he's out of that spot now, was so Joe's apartment roach heavy that I had to be elsewhere.
People feel when you diss on their places where you stayed. Did you know that?
Tommy would.
He's all right with it.
He would cop to the fact that the roach situation was not ideal. Because here's my thing with roaches.
They're invasive.
Do I fear a roach crawling over me? I don't like it.
Don't like it.
But what do I do with my bag? Do I just hang that from a hook somewhere?
Oh, you're thinking
Because-
they're going to be in there.
Because they can get there too.
Yeah.
And then they're going to
They
stay
crawl
there?
in your mouth.
Well, you take them home.
Okay.
They drop their larvae in your mouth.
I don't want that.
They could climb in your ear.
That's some sort of,
I
I
don't-
think that's some sort of sci-fi movie
Yeah,
right
I don't
there.
like anything
Some
you're saying
bugs.
right now.
I mean, if I had to guess.
So Triple B corporate discounts, you know where Sam might want it? He might want it at Popeyes. I think he loves Popeyes.
Oh, is that right?
I think
We
he's
gotta
a
get him better.
Yeah, he's got to take better care
Be
of
better,
himself.
man.
He's got good food. He gets the good food. I think it's like one of those. It's his guilty pleasure.
You know, Orlando's got a street vendor hot dog, vegan hot dog.
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah. it's
Don't
cool.
they? Didn't they come up for? I think they might have come up for FYA.
Oh, okay, that makes
All
sense.
right.
Yeah, shout out to
Vegan warriors that are selling hot dogs.
is it, yeah. I really after a show because they're open late on the weekends. I needed it.
How much would you fuck with a hot dog, a vegan hot dog?
Vegan hot dog. Look, I would do every 3 days on a vegan hot dog.
wow.
I love a vegan hot dog.
They had them. Remember they did that outside of. Oh, maybe not the Rainfest you played. The Rainfest we played. They had a vegan hot dog set up outside.
I love them.
And cheat code. You'll never go. Maybe next time you're in Seattle, you go to a Mariners game.
Yeah.
They set up the field roast cells.
Oh, right.
But after the games, 2, 4, 5.
Really?
So like, our sometime guest Greg Bennick and I went strictly for the hot dogs.
That's rad.
I-
Yo, a field roast, like I would get a field roast,
Those are
like
the best.
sausage and pepper type thing.
Yeah, those are the best.
I'd go to a Mariners game.
I've been to a Mariners game. It's great.
I would go. Yeah.
I went to Ken Griffey's last game as a
Did
Mariner.
you?
Just happened to be out there.
That's
Went
right.
out for Undertow and Unbroken. Fucked around, saw Ken Griffey.
Nice.
And he got traded too, right? No. Oh no, he retired. It was off-season trade or signing. He signed.
I'm trying to think because he came back to Seattle. It
At
was
the
like
end.
before, like he went to the Reds and all,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. But I think he came back to Seattle to retire.
Right.
And it was like Felix Hernandez going for like 20. It was like
that's
a good.
so
It was.
cool.
We fucked
That's so
around,
cool.
me, Michelle, and Hill, and saw a good game.
All right, so Triple B Records, y'all know what it is. They're killing it. You see that new record they announced?
What?
It's so exciting. Didn't you see it?
Oh, I saw it.
It's
and
crazy. I feel like that's gonna break him into a whole new.
Absolutely.
melted my eyeballs out of my face when I saw
But
it.
also fits the total Triple B package. So
I mean, the guy asked. I mean, they asked. The band asked to work with him.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty
That's
big.
that appealing. Yes.
Absolutely.
Mind blowing.
absolutely. So go to triplebrecords.limitedrun.com.
You know what you got to do? Go buy that Mind Force record if you haven't gotten it.
Oh, we pumped that. Who
Shouts
doesn't
to
own
Mike.
it? Who doesn't own it?
Everybody who hears it is psyched on it.
Yeah.
I told those dudes that thank you for their service for what they've been doing, just being a band, because I feel like they are heavy for the fast kids, fast for the heavy kids, and they are bridging a gap that needs to be bridged. 10% off.
Molto bene.
Promo code. You got a promo code? That's dope. Be dope. Promo code. And how do you enter it in?
you go to your computer, you use the keys, and you type in axe to grind.
Or your phone.
Oh, phone. I never have ordered a thing on my phone ever.
I know.
You do voice
it's very
text
odd.
and be like, axe to grind.
I don't like
With an E.
You know how I feel about typing on a phone. I hate it so much.
Did you increase the size of the text on your phone again?
What's up, Gramps?
It's
Yo,
like-
I could read that. Oh
It's
my
straight
God.
up. I can read it easier than the text on my phone right now.
I went to the disability settings so I could go past the normal size.
Yo, you like hacked it to get.
You did increase it. I knew you increased it again. Hold
I
on.
know that you wouldn't be, but there is no way you could be a cheater.
Yeah, no,
With
no.
that, like,
Hold
yo,
on. I'm gonna text you
Amelia
so I can
could
take a
see that
picture
from
of
5
it.
blocks away.
Yes.
Like,
Here.
is that what you're doing? It be like, yo, girl, this is how much I love you.
Yeah.
You can't, no one would ever.
I'm
Hold it
an
up.
open book.
Hold
Take
it
a
up.
look at my fucking
Hold
phone.
on, hold on. Don't. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. You can't clear that Justin one, can you? Okay, there we go. Okay. No.
You gotta send another one. Hold on.
Shit.
hold
All right,
on.
here we go.
Okay. Are you doing live footage now? What are we doing?
No,
here?
we're just going to take a picture so people can see the shit that we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is this all right to take
Yeah,
a picture?
yeah,
There you go.
All right.
Hold it up.
Oh,
Hold up.
is it going dark? Are you good? Sorry, everybody. This is compelling radio.
This is what's called doing social media. We're content creating.
I believe in big type. I don't understand what the awards are given for small type. I don't
Oh, I just
understand.
realized what's on that
Yeah,
screen.
it's all right.
I don't know
Whatever.
if I want to put that out there on the internet.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any awards given for having the smallest type. So make it big. Who
No.
cares?
I mean, I hate when people go to show me something. I go, I can't read that.
That's what I'm saying.
My eyes are fucked up.
You
I
can
wear
read mine.
glasses.
You can read
I
mine.
can. I hate. I'm a brightness all the way up kind of guy.
Oh yeah,
People that don't, and they're like, read this article. I'm like,
yeah.
this is 8 font and it's pitch black.
You look like you don't go home for 2 weeks when you put it all the way down. You know what I mean? Because you're like,
Brightness?
Yeah. Because what are you trying to do here? You're trying to
All right, my
Only time I'll
question-
do that is late night.
My question, but we never got that. I felt like Bob got a little mad at me for.
Okay. Yeah, what you got?
The night mode on Twitter.
Oh no, it's not mad. It's just reading black text on white background. I don't think is psychopathic.
Yeah.
Who won?
But,
I
that's how-
won though.
Oh, you won big time, definitely.
Wait, do people use-
78%. Well, they just said using it isn't.
Who uses black? Who uses?
I use white. I use the white.
use the
background.
dark- like the
I use
night mode.
Night mode.
and you use the day mode.
Regular day mode.
Okay.
Pull yours up.
I don't know what
Can
I
you?
am.
He,
Wait,
he
what?
uses.
This
he
is
uses
what mine
computer.
looks like.
Okay. So I took Twitter off my phone a few
Yes.
weeks ago.
You
so
use Hootsuite.
I use Hootsuite. Yeah.
What's more aesthetically pleasing?
I think I used to go day, and then Taylor of Twitching Tongues made fun of me, and I went to night because I felt pressure.
Yeah, I don't care one way or the other. I don't feel bad about reading black text on a white page because that's how they print books.
That's true.
I don't have a problem. I do think the black looks cooler, sleeker. It'd be like having. It's like someone who's like, "Oh, can I have the white iPhone? Just the white case, the white
Yo,
all thing."
what's up with iPhones? They asked me what color I wanted, and they had all these options, and I was like, "It goes in a case, my dude."
But none of them
No.
are like black. It's like, do you want rose gold? Do you want
'Cause rose gold,
white?
they can't get rid of. I think.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But they do these weird. Nothing's like black or gray. It's like, would you like space black?
What do I
white?
have? Do I have silver? I think I have silver or black. Let's break this thing. Jailbreaking my phone. For the first time. I don't even know how to
I
get
almost
it out
went
of
with
here.
red because I didn't care. You know what I mean? I was like, it doesn't
black.
matter, man. It's
yeah,
it's hidden.
It's literally. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, when you take it out of the and you realize like, damn, I took really good care of this phone.
Yeah.
I will get like $7 back when I go to try to upgrade.
No,
You don't get shit
not
back.
you don't get a fucking dollar.
These have like worse resale values than college tuition, like college books.
It's like going to fucking GameStop. It's
Yes.
fucking terrible.
I'll give you $1.49 for that
Yeah.
brand new Madden.
you feel like, they're looking at you like, well, I guess I can give you 75 cents, or you can just throw it in the fucking garbage
Right.
out
So
front.
do you have 2 on yours, or is that
Like
like
this is the soft case,
and there's a hard case on
there's
it
the
too?
hard case underneath.
Smart move, man.
Yeah, I just
All right, guys.
Look how bashed up this is.
I may need
Let's-
to upgrade.
should.
Yeah, you should. Well, I wait.
Of the three of
there's-
us, you're definitely the one who had to pick to have the nicest phone for sure.
Yeah.
I have the least nice
Right?
one.
It's just
Currently,
timing.
yeah.
I mean, it works.
Well,
give
wait
a
until
shit.
it doesn't work and replace it. I hate the waste, so I waited until mine was pure
I
trash.
mean, I had to get this just because I cracked the screen. And I
I
gave
saw a
it.
clickbait article about smartphones, and it was like, "Oh, smartphone sales are down." I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, because everybody
Everyone
got
all
one.
got one, yeah.
Yeah, just chill
And they
out.
keep getting better, so you don't need them all the time.
Right.
So when they go, how about the 10XR 7.3? And
you're like,
people are like, I just got the 9. I'm good.
yeah, I can wait a few years.
Yeah, yeah. If they got to move quicker with the numbers, I think that's part of it because they started doing the like half steps.
And people were like, why do I need to upgrade
Wait, then I have a 9. The only thing that's out is the 10XR. It's like, oh, if it was the 9, but the 12 is out, people be like, shit.
Yeah,
the 9
yeah.
is dated.
No, it makes sense.
Mosh Madness.
Mosh Madness.
Let's fucking
Mosh
do it. Is this,
Madness.
so I'm so dizzy from recording so much. Is this?
really
It's mostly it's the Oreos. That
It's
that
those
sugar
damn
rush,
stuff.
Jesus
Oreos.
Christ.
Is this a fun pairing or fun bracket today, or is this a piss me off bracket?
it's gonna piss you off because it's fucking hard.
This
Okay.
is the big dog
Oh,
episode.
all right, big dogs. Let's do it.
Yeah, this is the toughest region. I would
Okay.
say.
All right.
I think undoubtedly. Trapped Under Ice, Big Kiss Goodnight versus Code Orange Forever.
Those are big dogs.
That's a Sophie's choice.
Those are big dogs, my dude.
Title Fight, Floral Green versus Blacklisted, When People Grow, People Go.
Big dogs.
Pat's hurt.
I am.
Take Offense, Tables Will Turn versus Concealed Blade, self-titled. Cold World, How the Gods Chill versus Blistered, The Poison of Self-Confinement.
What a fucking name.
I had to put my phone down. Everything's too hot.
Yeah.
It's overheating, so gotta let it chill out. The way it works, every episode is someone's first episode. Welcome. We're doing this tournament, best hardcore record since 2010. A lot of responses. How did we get them? We got them from a Twitter poll we did randomly. That also chose the seating, number of votes. Just so happens, this bracket is fucking loaded. Pre-game. Like some of the biggest records that have come out since 2010 right here.
Yes.
100%.
Trapped Under Ice, Code Orange, Title Fight. It's that Cold World record was pretty big. The Blacklisted record, not big, but a big band.
Yep.
The Blistered record, quietly pretty big. Take Offense, a lot of people's favorite band. Concealed Blade in that scene, a big band.
Were they?
Oh, yeah. Still are. Like
they're
a
still
big,
around.
that record's big.
Yeah.
Still active, but
I mean, because to be honest with you, for that record and something of that ilk to crack the top 64,
There's not a lot.
it's got to be the top of the top.
Not
I
a
think.
lot of it in our
Is that a fair
tourney?
absolutely.
Because
Definitely
it's like most of these are like pretty much mainstream hardcore records, and then for something like that to break in, it's got to be a fucking.
And I think
yeah.
given the demographics, couple bigger, metalcore records slid in, same deal. Like they had to be creme de la creme. And then for the more punk stuff, has to be the top of the pops. So this is right there.
We posted our first Spotify today,
A year ago.
2018.
Love that.
Wow.
We're for the people, we stand for them. Spotify playlist that hits on a lot of what we talked about in episode 1.
Wow.
Sick. And so just the quick mid-roll shit here. Go follow us on Spotify. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. If you don't know, figure it out. We'll post it in the notes or something. I don't know. You're just ready for the big record?
Let's fucking do it, dude.
Trapped Under Ice, Big Kiss Goodnight, 2011 Reaper Records.
Wow.
Okay. This record is fucking awesome.
This is fucking awesome.
Agree.
When this came out, I low rated it because for this record they worked with the kid from Newfound Glory. Is that accurate?
Yes, the adult, but yes.
Chad.
But everybody's a kid. I'm not disrespecting him.
Gilbert.
So I thought that I heard maybe a little
Poppy Punk.
a riff or two.
After you said that and I listened again, I was like, how does it pop punk riff?
There's a riff or two
Sneak in.
that might have snuck in, and I blamed his ass.
Do we
Do you
think
hate
there's
him?
hints that hint towards where Angel Dust is going now, or no? Is that a stretch?
I don't hear that much of that.
Okay.
What do you think Haley thinks of this?
I couldn't say.
Whoa! Can I get in here, guy?
Good ref.
Because, good riff, really?
Good ref.
Oh, good ref. It's a very great ref.
Bad ref.
I don't know if it was, I was like, really?
Here's the deal.
You get the best female vocalist in the world, and
Stop
you have
that.
her rap?
Stop that.
You have a rap?
Stop that.
She can sing like a goddamn angel, and you have her rap.
Is that what angels sound like?
He just went to put the notes in where he's going to clip that part
Yeah.
from you.
If that's what angels sound like, send me to hell.
Like, did you ask her on a date or something once, and she told you to buzz off or something? What happened?
No, I wish it was. I wish that it was
deep-seated
personal and not
anger.
just. I really honestly just think that type of
dislikes
thing
Paramore so much.
has ruined music. Like, it made it bad for 10 years. Like, I really think it
really
sucks.
get it, man.
It's whatever.
This is the dude who thought the Crayola box was ruined when they introduced fuchsia. Come on, man. It didn't ruin crayons. It didn't ruin colors.
It would be like punks loving Madonna. That's what it's like. It's just trash. What are we out of our fucking
Yo, you
minds?
better watch your ass.
Are we out of our fucking minds?
Yo, when you go to
Let's just call a spade a spade. It's fucking bad pop. It's shit pop. It's not even good pop. It's diarrhea pop.
Yo, Toby Morse is gonna fuck your ass up when you go to Los Angeles dissing Madonna like that, man.
Listen, I like Madonna more than Paramore because it doesn't try. It doesn't try to be fucking youth culture. Holy fuck. So listen.
Wait a second.
What are you
it's okay.
texting Madonna? What's happening?
I'm pulling it up. Is there any musical artist that gets you more wound up?
Yeah. Oh, I
Name 2.
okay. I can do exactly 2. I would be a Paramore. What do they call them? Parrot heads or something? What's a Paramore fan?
Parafans.
Parafans. I would be
Paraffin wax.
the super parafan.
You've turned. This is Bash at the Beach. You came out dressed in the red and yellow, and you dropped the leg
What is
on.
the nicest suburb of Albany? The nicest one.
I would say Slingerlands would be my argument.
Slingerland's Pat.
You can tell it's nice because you never even heard of it. I never even heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Heard of
You go to the nicest malls.
Slingerlands, I think Slingerlands is pretty nice. Anyway, back to the point. I thought that I heard some pop punk on this record the first time I heard it, and I was dismissive. Came back a month later. It has been a
Awakening.
a top fucking hardcore record since it came out. I'll listen to it often. You know what I mean? I think it's a great fucking record.
Yeah, feels like this is a record that, like, my favorite song is "Pleased to Meet You."
Great song.
Hit. Feels like an entire arena could bounce to that song. You know what I mean?
Jail makes me want to fucking go to jail.
Jail's fucking great.
Sing, swear, the choice is all. Oh man.
I think they learned a lot from Madball, both what to do and what not to do, and like just made a banging record.
I think having the kid from Newfound Glory produce it kind of gave, like, the vocals are fucking hard, catchy as fuck though. Real, like, brutal.
I don't know who to. Yeah,
catchy.
I don't know who to give all the credit
both.
to.
God knows.
Seeing what he's doing now, Justice has got some melodies in his blood.
Right, but like
you know?
Secrets of the World is fucking excellent too. So it's like,
This is a big step up from Secrets of the World, and I I like a lot of songs on Secrets.
so
of the
do
World.
I. Yeah.
I think the record's a little long, losing me a little bit towards the end. I couldn't believe how long it was actually.
How many songs are on this record?
Jesus.
Sorry.
I think it's like 13.
Yeah, like if this was a 10-song banger, you could trim a little of fat, if we're being honest. The great songs are like some of the best hardcore songs in the last 10 years.
No question.
But there's some stuff that
13 songs.
Yeah, that's not necessary. Because they're fully filled. Like,
If you trim that down to 10, you have an all-time. You know what I mean? It
because I
might be
feel like
all-time as it is, but
they're
you
not a
have
58-second
It's all
song
era
band.
for sure.
No, true.
They're a 2 and a minute and a half, 2
All
and a
right,
half minutes.
here's the song times. 301 is Born to Die. 235, 145, 244, 247, 249, 134, 222, 249, 230, 250. So someone decided this band is a 2 minute and 45-second song.
Yeah.
150, and the last song's 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
But I mean,
which is
2
long.
minutes and 45 seconds is
That's
long time for a
song.
hardcore
That's a
song.
long song.
None of these really stay too long.
This is a cardio record, right? Like
Yeah.
basketball, go play basketball,
you,
run
could
to this.
you could go to the Y with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who isn't this record for? Identify that. Crust Kids might not like this record.
No.
But I think a 2019 Crust Kid, they might fuck with it.
Do you think like a Concealed Blade fan would like this record?
No, but I think that a lot of the kid who likes Concealed Blade could really like this record, but the like dyed in the wool.
Do you think the
punk
politics
hardcore,
don't let them like it?
less so than in times before now?
Not
but
politics.
yeah,
Like the politics
I know
around like I can't
Who
be
you
the kid
are. I'm
that
not-
goes to basement shows in a TY shirt.
Scene
Correct.
politics,
Yeah,
nonsense.
yeah. Which I think is eroding, but still the remnants of that are there. I think it's hard for the kid wearing a denim jacket, size too tight. Might be hard for them to be like, yeah, I love TUI.
Yeah.
People look at him sideways like, are you sure? But that's because of the costume, not the ears. I just think this is a pretty broadly accessible record. If you don't like New York hardcore, if you don't like harder hardcore, I don't know. Like if you're strictly into like turnover, but only the soft songs, this record might scare you. But it's
hard.
But I mean, I think like
it's clean.
I think a kid
hard.
who likes a Run for Cover record could listen to this and be like, "Yeah, this is cool."
So?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think a lot of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why. I mean, hey, their comeback was a big fucking deal
Yes.
because of this record.
God, this record is motivating me,
2011.
and it's still motivating me. Yo, who do you think mostly voted for this? Do you think Youngs are loving this, or is this outside the purview of the Youngs?
I think the Youngs care about this record, but less so. I think this was the record if you're 25 to 30, right?
Sure.
Yes.
I was 25 to 30 once.
Yeah.
This is not the record.
No.
I would imagine in that age
but-
range.
AN, background music for you?
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah, good.
Back to TY. Thank you.
Write this down. Right, this will be where we.
We're going to cut that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
Nobody's going to steal this shit.
People
Everybody
steal
know.
our
Do they
ideas,
steal our
man.
shit? I don't want.
They get guests that
I don't
we
want.
had
I don't
first.
want to. No, that's all open business. That's fine.
No, it's not.
It's a marketplace of ideas. We don't own anything. We just do it better.
We own hardcore podcast, bitch.
Oh wow! All right, all right.
All right.
I'm calling you bitch, not
No, I.
stealing.
Thank you. I got it.
Just to be clear,
Okay. Tell us what we got. It's verses.
are we done with Big Kiss Goodnight?
Unless you've got something to.
I mean,
what more can be said in my
yeah,
view?
like my only complaint's a little too long.
Okay.
But goddamn, like the songs that hit are like, this is not hyperbole to say some of the best hardcore songs the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Vocals are ripping. As the record
Guitars
moves
are
along.
great. There's so much stuff to it.
There's interesting melodies going on, which I thought that was when you get to
Drumming's
like
great.
song 6 to 10, 6 to 8 maybe in there, somewhere in there. There's some melodies going on. I'm like, oh shit, Justice had to be a part of the writing process here because I don't think you can do these vocals with these kind of melodies that
Without
match the
it.
music without
Yeah.
having someone intimately working on that.
Yeah.
All right. Code Orange Forever. 2017 Roadrunner.
Okay.
And we talked about this. This was a record that came in on the bubble, actually. Why?
nuts.
Because
Nuts.
it split votes with I Am King. That's the only explanation.
Right. I think if when we did the early kind of gathering of information, if people knew what it was for,
Definitely would have put it in there.
but I think people were like, well, I got to pick our record. This is the one I'm going to go for. Do I got something on my fucking shirt or something?
No, you look good.
All right, because you keep doing this weird, like, you ever like talk to somebody and they do this,
Look to your
and you're like, yo, I definitely have something on my ear.
Yeah.
that's what
Oh,
you were
yeah.
doing, but at my shirt. So I didn't
when
know
they
if,
look
like,
at my nose, I'm like, big booger.
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
if
Nose
you want to
hairs.
fuck with somebody, just do that.
Yeah.
Like
Forehead.
right, like above, like you're like looking at them, but a little, dude. People lose their shit.
What are you looking
Yeah,
at?
like what the fuck? Do I have like a booger? So forever.
So I like this record a lot. Upon this listen, I realized I extra like this record.
Where do you put this on the 1 to 100 Patrick scale? Is this a 90?
Yeah, I maybe like an 87.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean-
that's pretty high on your scale.
7. I like that.
Where does Lungfish walking songs go?
Walking songs, talking songs for walking.
Yeah. 98?
Yeah, that's like a 90.
Is there a
That's like a
100?
94.
Minor Threat discography.
Yeah,
says
that
100.
might.
Yeah, I mean, there's
honestly,
nothing wrong. That is
honestly,
incredible. There's literally not a bad song. That is
Not
just
a bad song.
I think it's 97 for me, but it's right there. I don't know if there's anything better beyond that, though.
No.
Okay.
Do 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 do. You want to hear me like just bounce around a fucking room like I'm fucking 14? Go ahead, let's do it.
I think
I get excited as fuck.
What, Minor Threat?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. It's
Yes.
great.
who doesn't?
We're all
If you
excited.
don't, then you don't like hardcore.
No soul.
Well, you just don't have a pulse, yeah. Like, it just as a human.
This is the best Code Orange record, clearly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think no doubt, and I think that the people that are going
Yeah.
to come into our fucking
Okay.
tweets and tell us otherwise.
I ask not because I have a dissenting opinion. I'm just asking.
I mean, as a fan,
lot of people say I Am King.
as a fan, right? I mean, you're a fan. I consider myself a fan. I Am King has 3, I would say, standout tracks. This has more. The song Forever.
This is
Banger.
also, this is also just fucking big and bad. This is big and bad, my
It's
dude.
scary.
Yeah, exactly. Like you play this in a haunted house, motherfuckers running out. It's scary.
Yeah.
I think the song, what is it, New Reality?
Yeah.
Yo, New Reality, it starts in a way that I'm like, what is this dumb bullshit? Within 15 seconds, I'm like, I'm in.
The song Spy.
Oh,
Horde.
hard.
There's a lot of... And Bleeding in the Blur, it could be,
So I gave my deep thoughts on this on the Bubble episode. I think that I had problems with the transitions. I chalk it up to the form of the record and like what styles they're going for. But I really like the song Bleeding in the Blur. It's like a weird goth rock song. 1 million views on YouTube. That's crazy.
gigantic.
It's Black Clothes music, and I don't know that I think... Yeah, I guess this is better than I Am King.
In my view, absolutely.
It's just like...
As a non-fan,
bigger.
it feels hard, but it just... my theory on them now, as like a weird observer, is that I think this is them going to the form they established with I Am King and breaking it, and I'm curious to see what they form for their next record.
This is it's just like everything is that much bigger
Yes.
from I Am King. It's not that much different, like in the grand scheme of things, but I think it's so much...
I think you zoned in on what was different because you said, like, and I think we talked about this when we talked about I Am King a couple weeks back. I Am King, a lot of the tracks run in together, and then this record has more like more songs that you're like, this is identifiable in this song.
Yeah.
Hard. A logical limit to the direction that they were headed, and I was extra impressed on this listen.
Menacing.
Yeah.
Very menacing.
Which is the kind of the opposite of TUI, despite the fact that Trapped Under Ice has this kind of like, the demo is shirtless. It's kind of got like a tough vibe or whatever. This record is
the TUI record is way more welcoming.
Yes, agreed.
Like if you heard this, you'd be like, I go to this. Like this would be like I
Code
could
Orange
get
is
heard at the
harder.
show.
Yeah.
Code Orange is much harsher listen and harder record.
Yeah, and you're like, this could get problematic. This could be trouble.
Yeah, something could happen here.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready to vote? It's gonna be a tough one.
I'm not ready to vote.
I am voting for Trapped Under Ice, Big Kiss Goodnight.
This is tough for me because I gained even more of an appreciation for this Code Orange record.
I'll pick whatever one you don't pick. So we both. I could go either way. Dude.
Yeah,
This is so
I know you both
tough.
can.
These are both coin flips in some way. However,
I think I'm gonna. You go both. Close your eyes. Both close your eyes and raise your hand. All right, I'm gonna say close your eyes. Raise your hand if you're voting for Trapped Under Ice, Big Kiss Goodnight. Okay, raise your hand if you're voting for Code Orange Forever. Okay, great.
what's the results?
There was one vote for Trapped Under Ice and one vote for Code Orange.
That's what I figured.
Not coordinated. Wow.
Not coordinated.
Okay.
And since you both are the only ones, everybody, it. So there we go. But guess what? We don't decide who wins.
No, we don't.
I think this is going to be a fucking fascinating
Like this
one.
is a bubble team that ends up in the Elite Eight.
Well, because this is
be.
the number 2 seed. They were the number 2 seed in the whole. Trapped Under Ice was the number 2 seed in the whole
thing.
tournament. Yep. So that's why they ended up. Code Orange got slotted. Literally, this is just how this votes fell. And they
that's how it
slotted
fell.
in.
And number one,
Fury. Yep. And so Trapped Under Ice, Big Kiss Goodnight got the second most votes. This is going to be interesting because it makes me think about. We asked the questions: do Young Youngs still really ride for this TUI record? Do they still really ride for TUI? Where's Code Orange at right now? I think they've had an interesting while, So it's going to be interesting. Code Orange only band with 3 entries into the tournament.
What about Bitter End? No?
Only 2. Only have 2 records
Okay.
since 2010.
Oh, right. Sure.
I misspoke and said that on an episode,
Okay.
actually. I think Turnstile might have Step to Rhythm, Nonstop Feeling, and Time and Space. So I'll have to check on that, but we haven't hit any of the Turnstile records yet in the tournament. All right, moving forward. Title fight. Floral Green, 2012, Side 1 Dummy. Up against Blacklisted, When People Grow, People Go. Title fight. Floral Green. Not title flight, title fight.
Yes. That's correct.
My favorite song is Numb, but I Still Feel It. It's the opening track.
Yep.
What I said about Title Fight is the thing I say about a lot of bands who dwell in the post-hardcore, melodic hardcore, post-pop punk, etc. space. When they sound desperate, fraying, at their last wits, ropes end, that's when they're at their best. Title Fight sounds much darker and heavier on this record, not sonically, but content-wise and sonically, than Shed or their earlier material. And, fuck.
Is this their biggest record?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, and I thought Shed was, but this record's bigger.
Interesting. Shed is my... Well...
These two records, I think they're incredible bookends.
I prefer Shed.
Yeah, I like Shed a lot.
I like the Last Thing You Forget. Like, that might be my favorite.
It's
Really?
That's a great record. Yeah, I think that's...
Like, that song Symmetry is as good as pop punk gets.
Yes. What else did I say about this? This is the only Title Fight record that made it, which I was a little surprised because I thought Shed would too, because they were such a big resonance.
That's on 27. Was like, that's
Cocks and Yards.
Yeah.
Like, they have songs... When you listen to certain Title Fight records, you go, "Oh, this is a band with 3 LPs and a couple EPs in there. 3, they could play almost. They probably have 30 to 35 songs that they could play in a live setting
and
that people would know,
which is nuts,
fucked up.
And I love, especially seeing them. Like, none of it seems weird. Like, you know, if you put like fucking Symmetry next to fucking Numb But I Still Feel, whatever.
Yeah.
It shouldn't make sense, but it does. Like, I feel like they have like fucking fast, like almost hardcore songs.
Yes.
And then they go into this like kind of dreamy, but like they're able to put together a set list that it doesn't seem weird.
The strength of Hyperview was seeing them live, and the fact that they were were able to weave in old songs with those songs side by side.
Right, and it doesn't seem weird and forced.
Unbelievable that they're able to do that.
Yeah.
And like, by the way, I think when this record came out, 2011, is that what it is? Is that what I said, or is it 2012? So. Let me see. I said 2012. 2012. I believe that they were all about 20.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Third record in.
They had 2 EPs, Kingston, and then Last Thing You Forget. The
that became that one LP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Shed. And then that.
This. Fucking wild, man.
You've been quiet.
What was this on? Was this on Side One Dummy?
Side One Dummy.
Is this a controversial opinion?
Yes.
I don't, for a guy that I don't really have any affection for quote unquote pop punk at all. I like this band's pop punk songs and do not like their slow songs.
Weird.
There's tracks on this record that I think are great, and then you play something that I think was a hit, like "Head in the Ceiling Fan."
Yeah, but regarded as a weird song.
Okay, all right, because I listened and I was like, I don't want this from them. You know what I mean? I want something that's up tempo and like, I'm not saying it's got to be fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but like I'm not as interested in the slower material, and so for me, I actually didn't love this record when it came out. If I recall, I think I felt kind of ambivalent.
Sure.
But I appreciated it on this listen. But it still, I just wanted more.
You were numb, but you didn't really feel it.
Numb, but
you felt it a little bit.
I felt it. No, I felt it. I would have really liked.
Let's go personal here.
Yeah.
What's been going on that you are more open to pop punk in your age? Are you softening?
Maybe you know what it probably is. Honestly,
Exposure?
is that I'm just probably not that. I'm just probably far enough removed from people. I don't think I can fuck with these, can I?
Dark chocolate.
I don't trust Reese's.
Really?
Yeah, even at a dark chocolate.
What if I didn't tell you?
Oh, this has ingredients on it.
Okay, all right. We'll check the ingredients.
I can't read it because I'm blind.
If I have any sort of softening on my pop punk position, I think it's mostly to do with the fact that I don't interact. Like, I'm far enough removed from kind of for a while.
Right.
This is not Title Fight, by the way. Let me be clear.
Milk.
Yeah, I can't fuck with those. It's all right. Have this one.
Okay, that one.
I'm not referring to Title Fight when I say this, but there's not a single living human being of an age that did not run into somebody who thought pop punk was going to be their ticket out of playing
The hardcore ghetto.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was very off-putting for people like me that like kind of see success in music as a happy accident. You know what I mean? Not necessarily. And don't get me wrong, that's changed a lot. Now a lot of there's no shame in wanting success, and the world's changed a little bit, whatever. But like, I always saw it as a happy accident, like a byproduct. And
no, this is all not for them.
Yeah,
definitely calculated.
For so many.
Oh, so many. Well, so this is my question for you.
I have a story about this that I don't know if I can share.
Really?
It's pretty
think about it. I think I'd like to.
You can do it no names if you got it.
No, it makes more sense to have names.
Okay.
Has it changed for you? We said the world's changed.
Have you
Intentionality and success is a weird thing in music. I agree, but
See,
it's
but
become more like okay.
Okay, it is, and
but isn't it all intentioned?
If it's not the sole intention, I think it's where
right. But you always want to be the fucking biggest thing you can at your thing.
Yes.
Whether or not the greater universe deems it that so is a whole nother. But like, you don't put out a record. You didn't put out fucking Cheer to just be like an also ran. You want to be the fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I love above all things to stunt. I love to
stunt
be
on those hoes.
I love to be stand alone in my space lane, and I let me occupy as much air in this room as I can fucking get.
So I mean, that's inherent in any kind of. If it's in any, I believe in any artistic like endeavor. If you're not trying to, you're lying. If you say you're not, I think you may be lying.
No, see,
it's interesting. I don't know how to frame it, but
we run into bands that have expiration dates and are comfortable with that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of like. I don't want to say it's unique to hardcore. It's not, but you see a lot of it in hardcore that it's like, hey, we're going to do this for the next 2 years because, Sue goes to college after that and whatever. And you see kind of expiration date bands and people are comfortable with that.
So is it kind of like a smash and grab deal? Like you're like, we're in here, we're going to get as much as we can before we get out?
Yeah, we're going to play a bunch of shows and
make
be
as much
out
money as you can. And,
oh, no, not. I didn't mean like that. I meant like bands that
do as much as we can, have as much fun as we can. But yeah, when Jimmy's
moving to Hawaii, then it's over.
His wife is going to grad school.
Yeah.
We're done.
Right, and that sort of thing. We do see some of that in hardcore, and I'm not mad, but I also love, like we've talked about a million times. I love long-lived things. I love to see where things arrive and how they get there, and but regarding pop punk, sort of the intentionality of making money felt crass when we were younger. Now, I'm an adult, and I had a phone call with a friend who's in a band now who's like, yeah, look, we're highly self-aware. We talk about what not to wear on stage. That's not a place that I would have been, 10 years ago or whatever. And when you think about that, like, if you don't think that there is conversations in acts like Against Me, if you've ever seen Against Me, that's not an accident. You know what I mean?
They don't all dress the same or whatever. Everyone was wearing black t-shirts or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a conversation that you have. And if you're 18 and you're from a certain scene, i.e. hardcore of the generations that we belong to, that would have felt crass. You know what I mean? That would have felt like, what are you
doing wearing a uniform, right?
Right. But now that the world's different, people...
More performative.
And also I think people are not as irrationally turned off by success as they used to be. Because I'm still in a space where I feel like if you're doing whack shit to get big, then you're pretty lame to me. But like if somebody comes to me and says, hey, my band, like this album cover exists solely to get the attention of a viewer.
This was pre-programmed.
This record cover has no emotional resonance to me whatsoever. It's just, I know that this will get a response. In 2019, I'd be like, oh, good, goose 'em. You know what I mean?
That's pretty much all music is nowadays.
So but I'm far enough away. Sorry, we got so long-winded on this. I'm far enough away from, people that have those goals, even though I play in Drug Church, which ends up playing some of those shows. I'm far enough away.
That's just a happy accident, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys weren't like, yo.
And I mean, long story short, Drug Church has been around a while, and
it's only now.
Cool. Now, rad, exactly.
So my pop punk story, can I give it real quick?
Please.
So talk about like this, like I'm just doing it. All right, sitting outside, CBGB, sitting on the curb, talking to my friend Joe. Mm-hmm. His band played with ours. Blah, blah, blah. We're talking about stuff, and we were talking about what he was doing and all sorts of stuff. He says, yeah, me and some friends from the band that they were out with, we're going to just do this like pop punk band. I mean, we just pretty much want to do it for girls and for money.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sounds dumb. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
What band did that become?
Fall Out Boy.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep. Joe from it was Arma Angeles.
Yep.
Pete Wentz was there. Like it was all these dudes that like my mom knows who Pete Wentz is.
I don't think my mom does.
My mom
does not.
legit does. I mean, he was like big for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Like
Right.
beyond.
Ashley Simpson.
Saw his nudes. My mom. Yeah.
I've seen those too. Actually. Yeah. Good rig on him.
I don't remember the rig. I'll be honest.
I remember it.
But it was like one of those things. It was very much like this isn't like we're not dragged artistically to this.
Yeah,
they were in a
yeah.
fucking mediocre metalcore band, but they're like, we're gonna do it for fun. We can do it. It'll be cool.
Yes.
we
Why
know this
not?
guy who can really sing.
Yes.
And meanwhile, now, yeah.
Yeah, doing all right.
That's why I'm sitting with you fucking yokels.
Yeah, 'cause-
and not playing MSG, fucking singing
Yeah.
pop punk songs.
Are you telling us you were the first person they asked to sing for Fall Out Boy?
Yes, that was the original Patrick Stump.
No
It
shit.
was
Mike
it was
giving
kind of
me-
being implied, like, yeah, we're doing this thing
You
for
should do
girls
it.
and money.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe you
I
could
like women and I
join.
like money.
Yeah.
and
But-
you just missed the cues.
Yeah, I'm not good at picking up stuff.
I think you know what. Time to revisit.
Yeah, it's not too
I-
late.
Come back and be like, "Yo, I'll take a try." I'll
Three
do it.
times in my life that I've done this, like, that's fucking stupid and it'll go nowhere. One was that. One was me saying, like, you're leaving Shai Hulud for a band called A Newfound Glory. What's wrong with you? And my friend was signing this band. I go, Taking Back Sunday? Really? There you go.
You know my Chiodo story. We've talked about it on the air.
No,
So I owe
you and Steve were cruising.
Is that the guy that sells laptops to his fans and doesn't actually
no,
deliver?
that's the kid from
Johnny Craig. Isn't that the same guy?
no different guy. Similar mo of
Wasn't
like-
he in Chiodos, though?
No. You're thinking of Briodos. No, I don't know what the fuck the name of that.
I voted
fucking-
for
Bro
Chiodos.
Diodos.
Yeah, it's some other act that like.
I
if
thought that guy was in Chiodos for a minute.
Okay, so
Can we pull up Chiodos on the Wikipedia?
It's not. Let me. Well,
tell your
Tell
story.
your story walking.
okay. My friend was their booking agent.
Okay.
When he took them on, he said this band's going to be huge. I said, not a fucking chance. They're trash. You know what I mean?
Not wrong.
And now, no, they were
Careful.
trash. They were trash. And there was other people that were working with them at the time that were like, yeah, they're trash, and they're trash. And my friend said, I bet they sell 80,000 copies. And I said, I'll bet you a fucking $1,000 that they don't. That they
You still
don't.
on the hook for this?
Hold on. When they got to like 70 something, and it was clear that they were going to hit 80, I was like, look, you can fool people only for so long. You can only piss on their shoulder for so long, tell them it's raining. The people are going to see that this is fucking garb, right? Yeah. I said, let's do another grand that they don't make it to 100. And
The audacity of that is pretty high.
my friend has had in his phone a log of my payments to him.
For all things, little things, big things.
Over
How
the
much
years.
do you owe this human?
So actually, the number went above 2,000 at some point. But now I think I think we're in the like. I think I
Comfortable 19.
still. It might be 1790.
Nice.
So, like, all right. So, if you take
They're
this
like student
gentleman
loans.
out for, like, say, dinner,
Yes.
and you pay,
Yes.
does he take that off his?
Yes.
Does he take both off or just his food?
Oh, you know what?
That's the scam.
I'm going to be honest. Almost certainly just him. You know what I mean? Almost
I
certainly.
mean, I respect that because
Like-
that dude doesn't need you to buy his fucking sandwich.
No.
But if he's not giving you the credit for buying your own sandwich,
Yeah, no.
because he knows you need that. You know, like you could use.
No, he like when he comes into town, like when we go to the movies, I'll pay for a movie.
Big shot.
Yeah, because
I mean, in Manhattan, it's like
Yeah.
1750.
Exactly.
So it's a big
That's
fucking
nice.
deal.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
we chip away at those. So
So you just got 100 movies left, and you
I got 100 movies left.
So
So
movie pass.
Yo, that's a great / terrible like buddy rom com. It's like it's called 100 Movies Left, and it's you're working down your debt from this.
It's like Tag.
but secretly, he knows he's sick.
oh god,
And that's how he gets to hang out.
No,
with you
and
by
that's
pay-
like it's
Yeah,
this
that-
weird
that-
thing, and and you find out, and you're like
oh no,
around 20, and things get real emotional.
he's got ligma.
Yeah, he's got heavy case of ligma. There was a Craig Owens in Chiodos, but no Johnny Craig.
Oh,
Right,
all the
right.
same white guy.
So
Back to title fight. Floral Green. You like it when they're fast. They might be my favorite band of the past 10 years. Really
Wow.
good. Yeah, really good band. I don't think about them very often, but I think
But like, if someone's like, "Who are your favorite band since?"
they're definitely in the running because I just think Shed and then Floral Green are superior records of the genre. Like you could label them pop punk, you could label them like post-hardcore kind of thing for a modern look.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anyone that touches them, and they certainly have influenced the landscape in a huge way.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate the way they managed their band and kind of kept their shit together. And I think Hyperview is actually a really good record too. It's just a different thing, and I respect the pivot that they made.
And they've changed themselves every record.
And other bands followed them every record. Any number.
100%.
So that's anything else on them?
No, actually, great live band.
Great live band. Saw them in a living room in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
Around this time, maybe 2010.
Jeez.
It was outrageous. It was a little bigger than this room that we're in, and there was 200 people in there. Definitely my footprints on the ceiling, which was great. Did it for the story of crowd surfing at a house. And
Footprints in the ceiling, fan. Yeah.
Yeah, look at you. Well, speaking of, oh, there we go. Blacklisted, When People Grow, People Go, 2015, Death Wish. What do you think?
Play Burnt Palms, my dude. I'm gonna
That's my favorite
stage dive. I love this fucking record.
Burnt Palm, favorite song on the record.
Great fucking song.
This listen through turned me on this record.
Right?
At first, I was like, "This is."
Yeah, you're like, I don't need a late period Blacklisted record.
No, and I listened to it when it first came out. And I was like, "It's not fine. It's good.
Yeah,
but it's not what it's."
I think this record moves, and that to me is just fucking cool.
One of the songs, and I can't remember off the top of my head. It starts off, and it's like kind of like weirdly. They had I considered they went into like a Nirvana period.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know if it's really true, but I was like, oh, you bought it in utero. Mm-hmm. There's a thing. It's kind of like jangly, and then all of a sudden it stops. It's like my favorite Blacklisted is when they're fast.
That record has a lot of it.
Yes, I do like the Ignorant. Mm-hmm. I like fucking
Eye for an Eye.
Eye for an Eye. Love it. It's so ignorant. But my favorite Blacklisted are those 58-second bursts.
Yes.
And I think this record has a lot more of it than you would expect in later era back.
100%.
It's really good. Lyrics are still fucking great. Might be my favorite current lyricist in hardcore.
I think this record is 14 years into their career as a band. I think Blacklisted started 2001 or 2002, something like that. Maybe 2, 3, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
That's like impressive aggression. My favorite track is Burnt Palm. Mm-hmm. The song Gossamer, I put as a second note and said this song has just about everything I want from Blacklisted, which is fast, blasting parts, fun guitar stuff going on.
A lot of noodly.
Yeah, but George going crazy and then weird parts, like stuff that kind of throws it out away from contemporaries. Criminally overlooked record.
Yes.
100%.
Agreed.
Though it made the tournament, which says something. That's good.
Does anyone sound like Blacklisted? Or do they sound like anyone? Because I feel like when they first came out, they were kind of like an AN-ish.
AN meets Madball.
Yes. But in 2017, when this record came out, there's nothing that sounds like them. Although people do, and I kind of hear it, but I don't think it's an intentional thing. Every Time I Die, I Chase.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know if it's like
people say that
doing the southern fucking thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
That like animal.
Vocally, you could make the argument,
but I don't know if it's intentional.
It also at times rocks, so I guess that's there's a
Some
similarity
licks.
there.
Some licks or riffs?
I think it's riffs.
Mostly riffs.
I think that might be a differentiator that people aren't noting. I think Every Time I Die, licks.
They got some licks.
And I think Blacklisted, mostly riffs.
Right, I think licks. It's literally like before you play it, like you lick your like finger.
If you can picture it, yep.
Yeah, and riffs are just kind of like I'm paying.
Would Motley Crue do it? That's the difference between a lick and a riff.
Like if you would light your pants on fire or have a drum solo in a rotating drums.
There's a band coming up soon that I think has licks that might surprise those.
Interesting.
So, anything else? You will pontificate on this record.
I can for a long time. I'm looking for the lyrics that there was one that just beat me up. I was like, oh, you're good. George, you're good. I can't find it, but this is a really, as you said, really underrated record.
Is that just because their public profile kind of went dark?
Yeah, I think lack of touring.
Yeah, they were pulled back on touring.
It's also what we saw with Bitter End. You can put out great records, but if it's not your moment, maybe the only people that are going to hear it are your diehard fans.
Yeah, that's true. I think that I think there's probably a story to the layout, and like I'm big on record covers and stuff, and it's not the photo. It's that I feel like they might have been going for something that just doesn't jump off to people.
Right.
And, that happens. I think that, you've spoken about that you felt like this has happened with a few records you've done, Patrick. So this record should get more love than it does. I hope that people really check it out. Let's vote. Title Fight Floral Green versus Blacklisted. When people grow, people go.
Okay, this is probably an upset for most people, but not based on what you just heard out of my mouth. Yeah. I'm going with this Blacklisted record.
Going Blacklisted.
You're going Blacklisted. Wow. I'm going Title Fight. Good votes.
It was close, but I think the
what takes it?
The Blacklisted, like really listening to it, kind of, I got it.
Sorry, I'm getting texts that are very odd right now. I think I am very curious. I feel like this record, I think it's going to be a landslide for Title Fight.
I mean,
probably.
They're coming from. They're. Would you say they're the biggest band of the on this list? At their height.
Outside of TUI, there's no one else even.
They were big in TUI.
I think they were.
It's probably them and Code Orange, if we're being honest.
Do you think how much bigger?
Turnstile.
Yeah, those are the bands.
Those three,
or Power Trip. I don't know.
It's tough, man.
It's tough because they were playing in different worlds. So I think that's the conversation is for largest TUI, because TUI did get pretty big there. Like we forget that.
Yeah,
they were big, but they didn't
play big venues though.
They didn't have that many big venues to go to. Like they cleared a space. And they weren't maybe as accessible as something like
Title Fight is like fucking playing Stoneland Ballroom.
They could play anywhere.
You know what I mean?
So I think the question we're posing is Title Fight the biggest band on this tournament? The conversation comes down to them, height. TUI, Code Orange, Power Trip, Turnstile.
I'd have to look, but I bet Power Trip is at a bigger point right now.
Yeah, that's true.
2 nights at that spot in New York. We reference that all the fucking time. But they also they do that just about everywhere. They do it in Chicago. They do it in Texas. They do it in California. Like you name it, they got it. All right. Let's see this. Take Offense, Tables Will Turn versus Concealed Blade, self-titled. Take Offense, Tables Will Turn, 2011, Reaper Records.
The best Suicidal Tendencies record since Lights, Camera, Revolution.
True.
By far. Best. So, yeah. I love this record.
Really? Interesting.
Love this
Interesting.
Record. Live, they're fantastic. They sound perfect. I feel like they brought back the fucking, West Coast thrash game.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing this at the time? And I think I like the way the singer kind of goes between the scream and the Mike Muir, I'm singing like a ghost.
Yeah, I kind of like those parts.
That. I think this record is fucking goddamn-tastic. And I don't have any real gauge, but I feel like it's this record and this band in total, wildly underrated.
They have their fans, but it's like a cult of Take Offense.
Yeah, but but saying underrated doesn't mean nobody likes them. But I feel like you're very sick. This band should be fucking gigantic. It's a more hardcore Suicidal Tendencies.
I say this is Suicidal and AF in a blender. Mm-hmm. My favorite track was No Tomorrow.
Yeah, same.
No Tomorrow.
You're surprised that we have so many of the same favorite songs.
Well, I honestly, so this record didn't hit me in any real way. Sorry to jump on your train here, but this record didn't hit me in any real way. I thought the songs were overlong.
Thrash.
I know.
Thrash days.
These are to me, if you cut these songs by a third, these would be pretty fucking powerful fucking songs, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I wasn't in love with it, but it was hard. It was hard and it was well done. But yeah, that one.
No Tomorrow sticks out. The Suicidal influence is so cool because of its unique angle. Dive Bombs on this record. Pretty cool. A lot of that. They just get it. These dudes are students of their game. They toured hard at this era. I think they did a bunch of bigger tours. I think they caught on with some people, but this record is maybe overlooked a bit. 2011, long time ago. Should be more influential.
Yes.
Should be more influential.
I mean, they're incredibly. I mean, if you ask Dead Heat where they got their fucking vibe from,
definitely.
that's realistic.
This band has always been hyper competent. I saw them when they were 15-year-olds. They played a show with Righteous Jams in Chula Vista, and they were as Take Offense.
Okay.
And they were impressive then. That was 2005.
Wow, I was still young men.
They were
like less than 30,
15 then. You know, something like that. Oh, crushing. And they hadn't developed their sound. If you go back, they did a 7-inch that kind of, it's a little more punk, but punk with thrash leanings and like New York hardcore influences there still. You could peek in. But as they developed, they really, this record, I think this is their peak. And yeah, you mentioned his vocals. They're awesome. The range, the dynamic made it more interesting than most. Record might be a little long, but that we say that with almost everything. And the production could be better, but they're dynamic so much as a band that I think it overcame what is a just cool production.
Yeah.
I put bands who want to do mid-tempo well without getting boring. See this record.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Concealed Blade, self-titled, 2017, Beach Impediment Records.
I'm like a big hater, man.
Yeah, go hate.
I didn't dislike this record, but my compliments are going to sound incredibly backhanded because I felt that the Take Offense record was overlong. So this Concealed Blade record, the thing that was most going for it is that
it's brevity.
These songs move. You know what I mean? So I didn't hear. To me, this record didn't have the tracks I was hoping for.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like it's good. I can't find fault in any part of it.
There's nothing on this entire field that you're like, this is fucking really bad.
No.
Like everything here is good.
No, actually,
at least good.
So, everybody, we are very honest on this podcast, but we're not trying to shit on anybody. But sometimes in the group chat, we can come to a realization and be like, yo, this whatever record, this is bad. You know what I mean? This is not good.
Yes.
We're going to like...
It'll never end up on the top 64 best records in the last 10 years.
No, sure. But we can get more brutal than we get here.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Just because the point of this podcast isn't to shit on people's fucking efforts.
We don't want to hurt people's feelings.
I'm less concerned with that. But the point is... I
don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah,
you're the nicest of us by far.
Because I know how it feels like to get reviewed. It's not great.
No, it can be bad. But
if you suck and you have to hear it,
the balance of honesty and kindness is nice.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good at.
I'll tell you if you suck.
Yeah, but you find a delicate way to do it.
And people get mad.
People do get mad. But anyway, back to the point.
Yes.
This particular bracket, you're right. There was nothing of these records that we heard today that made me like, because there's been a couple records on some of these brackets where I've looked at you guys and gone, why does this exist?
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't.
I have been not anymore. Like I've been, I would say, impressed by literally everything I've heard.
That's good.
I wouldn't revisit it necessarily, but I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
This isn't totally up my.
I think what you're saying is dead on. It's like they made this list for a reason. There's some value to it, and for the most part, we're getting a range of like sounds, but it's like, oh, this is a really good version of this sound. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's got to be the best if it's. You got to think in that time period, thousands of hardcore
literally
records, thousands. Mm-hmm. If you're one of the even top 100, that's really fucking separating the wheat from the chaff, man. Like there is fucking, like.
I agree. It's real.
This record's cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended by him, whatever, in any way. Singer kind of reminds me of Joe from Infest.
Yeah, definitely a little Infesty, like
very like. I feel like this would accompany Criminal Instinct well.
Oh, interesting.
In that kind of early '80s American hardcore kind of thing with Joe from Infest singing.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. This is what I was talking about on another episode when I'm not a fan of a band when the singer is like, you don't like that. You are doing that. You are performing that.
You drop
something on your foot. You don't go like, fucking whoa. Like, no, you fucking yell.
Paul Bearer might.
No, he definitely does, because that's what his voice sounds like in every way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no. I feel like this is a little bit too performative for me, but and then not in the rival mob way.
Yeah.
The rival mob way is like, you don't talk like that, but it's got a weird like snark and charm to it and character to it that I enjoyed. Mm-hmm. I didn't like this as much just because it felt too like this dude probably
The tone, you didn't like the tone of it, like the.
It just feels like it was a little too forced to be like, you don't sound like this.
I
fucking old, like, you know, I don't know.
It's interesting because I had that same comparison in terms of vocals. I said this sounds like Jerry's Kids and Agnostic Front mixed up. So you get a weird take. How I'm always saying there's this Boston, New York thing that happens with a band like Rival Mob. This is kind of inverted. It's like taking the other elements from those kind of bands. Mm-hmm. I really like this record. I like this track, Bought and Sold, my favorite. They really go hard with the Boston sound, but like the production's pretty modern.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In the way that I think you used Criminal Instinct, which I thought was great. I feel like this is getting overlooked by a lot of kids who buy everything that comes out on Triple B or Closed Casket or Death Wish, are just like, oh, that's some punk record, whatever, because the aesthetic.
This is like too punk for that.
Right,
yeah.
but I'm here to tell you, nah. You
no, it's definitely not.
out. You know, it's just placement, basically. This record does a good job with the Exclaim sound, which I want to say the cheat code of this, there's nods to Kiss at the beginning of the record. You wanted the best, you got the best. I like that. If you want to do early Boston hardcore right, you better listen to big guitar rock from the 70s, because that's where a lot of the riffs and licks and everything are coming from that, or at least the style of playing. And I think they get that down perfectly. This record's a great record from a specific scene. This is, again, one of those bands from the Pittsburgh Braddock scene. And I would love to see it played into more mixed bills. I saw them play the Asbury Brewery last year in New Jersey. Okay. They were really good. 50 people maybe, which is cool. Sure. That's cool. You know, that's a good show. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, they had a crazy energy. We're going nuts, and had that like, oh, if you put this in front of 200 people and only 50 people have heard of this band, the other 150 people leave impressed and want to see more.
With a record in their hand. Yeah.
Yes, and that's cool. And so, what can I say about this? Yeah, I don't know. It has a cutting aggression that I think is maybe easy to misplace if you're not looking for it.
Okay.
All right, let's vote.
We're voting.
I'm going to go Concealed Blade. I like how fast it burned through a record.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to TO Zone, Take Offense.
I like both these records a lot. I'm going to Take Offense. Just the risks they took.
Yeah, that's a wild card.
I thought Concealed Blade was one of your favorite records in the last couple of years.
It was. It was my favorite. One of my favorite records of 2017.
Wow. Okay.
I really like Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah,
I like that second LP, third LP, Suicidal.
Lights Camera Revolution is sick.
Yeah, and it's unique in a way. How many bands do you go? They are taking elements from Suicidal. Not many.
Do you think his vocals are the main reason why we automatically the ghost voice?
I mean, I think it's intentional.
It's definitely intentional. But would they be as suicidal-y if he just did his screaming voice?
Maybe, because I think you pointed out the California thrash.
Yeah.
Which is different than New York thrash, and different from a lot
not even
of
Bay
stuff.
Area thrash, like that different, kind of Venice Beach.
It's the Venice Beach. Yeah. I think they take influences from that scene, and I think they're students of that game in such a cool way that. And I think this is the peak of their powers. I think this is them just nailing the sound, and it's cool to hear it. So I felt when I listened to that record, it was
better than you remembered.
I think I'd only hered drips and drabs of it, to be honest, before this. Yeah. And there's people who sell them to me all the time. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And it hit well. I like that record a lot. And it was a tough one, actually.
Yeah.
I thought about, and also, if you think there's dive bombs on the Take Offense record, Concealed Blade just ups the game with 20 more. It's wild how many dive bombs they have. All right, last matchup of this round. This one moved pretty quick.
Yeah.
Cold World, How the Gods Chill versus Blistered, The Poison of Self-Confinement. So Cold World, How the Gods Chill. 2014, 5 years ago. Death Wish.
5 years.
My favorite track is Never, because it has a big riff. Cold World borders on riffs and licks. They got both.
It depends.
I think it's a big riff. They get both. They hit Van Halen parts. You think that's a lick? Never?
But like the end of, say, like the song How the Gods Chill, that's a riff.
That's a riff.
It's hard to say.
I think Never's my favorite song because it's just the song I think of when I think of this record. This record has been described to me as a mixtape. I think that is a way to look at this record, for sure.
Makes sense.
Because you have a bunch of different vocalists.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Dan probably sings on 45% of the record. We can definitely catch your typing on the microphone, I bet. It's going to be great.
What are you, like a 95-year-old?
He has the sounds. He doesn't. That's how infrequently.
I think we're on mute right now.
Dude, I can hear it from here.
No, we heard it. Jesus Christ, old man. Dan Mills sings on maybe 45% of this record.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot of Nick. You get a song with George,
Which is my favorite song on the record. Omega's my favorite song.
You get a couple other vocalists. You get a lot of Alex, which is nice. So this is not my favorite Cold World record.
Me neither.
I'm trying to place it, and because I didn't dislike it, and there was parts that I really liked, but there were like parts.
Does it feel incomplete to you?
Well, that's a good way to put it. What I said was, this feels like the third movie in a sci-fi series. Like, it's not a trilogy, but you know there's more movies coming.
Yeah, okay.
But in the third movie, it's like, because I was like, is this a return? Is this Empire? No. It's not Return. No, it's not. I was like, this is like, if you knew Back to the Future.
I thought you were going to go somewhere like Jar Jar Binks. That's
No. If you were going to go Back to the Future, 1 and 2 are fucking great. 3 introduces this new element. It's half Western. It's like, what the fuck? But it's like, if Back to the Future 3 introduced new elements and new characters that were going to play a role in Back to the Future 4 and 5, and you knew those were in the horizon.
This record feels like world building?
Yes. This feels like a world building record. Great job.
Comic books. Thanks, buddy.
You're here. It feels like a world building record, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
But the world hasn't.
But there was no more. There was no follow up. So saying incomplete, yeah, you could totally look at it like that.
Like this is in. You think like the follow up is in rewrite hell as they do. Like when it's like, why hasn't that right? Why did it take 14 years for fucking? Yeah.
I do think it's interesting. I don't think we've gotten much new music from this group of dudes.
Yeah, we need a Gremlins 2.
We need a Gremlins 3. Have you pitched that? That's your pitch for 2020.
I don't know if they want it from me. You know what? Dare to dream.
Who the fuck do they want it from then?
That's right. If not me, then who?
Those movies are fucking mad dark, dude.
Yeah, the first one's dark. Second one,
it's just ridiculous.
Amanda, that's the scariest movie she likes. I don't even think she likes it, but she's like, that's my threshold.
That's
Gremlins.
You know what? As a kid, I must have been too dumb to realize that's a scary ass movie.
The first time
Phoebe Cates' dad dies in a goddamn. That's awful.
Terrible. It's terrible.
I love the Gremlins 2 mock part of that. We got to sit down and do the watch through on that.
I watched Event Horizon the other day. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
It's a haunted spaceship, and it actually works. It works. It's a fucking decent movie.
Was this around Armageddon?
It's got Sam Neill in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, so
pretty standard character out there.
He's great. And Lawrence Fishburne.
Jurassic Parks.
Okay.
So real quick, Gremlins. The first time Amanda saw it, she was definitely 22 or 23. Yeah. We saw it at a sing-along in a theater that was a sing-along, quote-along to the movie, and she still thought it was a little too scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary. I would like to go back and watch it now and be like, fuck.
Great family horror. Great family horror.
Yeah. All right.
They're menacing.
Cold World, How the Gods Chill.
Yeah, here's a secret about me. It's going to put me at odds with a whole generation of hardcore kids. Cold World doesn't do anything for me. Nothing. The dudes in the band that I know, I got a great deal of respect for. I have enjoyed seeing them live. They're just not records I visit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
you're wrong.
So as far as, there's people that consider...
It's okay to be wrong.
What's the one people consider a classic? Ice Grills?
Ice Grills and Dedicated.
Okay.
Are both considered classic.
So... Dedicated, you know what? Dedicated, there's a couple songs that I can...
Welcome back.
Yeah, well, I can jam with. But Ice Grills...
Welcome to the bandwagon.
People feel a real affinity for Ice Grills that I just don't I don't touch it.
That's the other of, if you had to name the Locking Out triumvirate, I think it's Mental, Righteous Jams, and then Cold World.
God damn. Is this my Locking Out blind anger bias here?
Yes.
I wonder about that, actually, because where were you at? You were struggling through some weird end of a year shit then, like just starting off the band. Were you back in Albany in 2003 and 4?
I'll be honest, I have no memory of these
Probably.
times.
Yeah, that's
No. Wasn't I in the city until like 2005?
You tell me, man. You're the only one.
I think I was in the city till 2005.
Okay.
Maybe? I don't know. I'd have to look into
New
that.
York from 2000.
2000, the end of 2000 to
yeah. But from 2003 to 5 seems like a weird time. Not a lot going on.
I don't know. We'll do it in our yearly
Yeah.
retrospective
Oh,
at some
Jesus
point.
Christ.
But anyway, the point is, so is this a better or worse Cold World record? Yeah, I guess I don't like it as much Dedicated, so I guess it's a lower tier Cold World record for me. But this band doesn't have that place in my heart that they do for some people. So I kind of don't have the you let me down, or like this is underrated, or I don't have any of those feelings.
One thing I think that they don't get credit for is they were, if not the first, among the first in the post 2000s to nod at the Biohazard sound, the Left Agony sound, all that kind of stuff. They were there early. They wore it proudly, and we've referenced on this podcast stuff like Bitter End, Mongoloids, etc., pointing at some of that stuff. Cold World did it first.
I don't say this just because of the rap elements. These dudes came off like the only guys and we knew that there was plenty of people involved in quote unquote mainstream or big room hardcore that knew their history or whatever. But these dudes came off like actual crate diggers. You know what I mean? Like
100% are. 100%. The dude behind the band is definitely like a music weirdo, a guy who digs into music and digs all the way down to the bottom.
And that's like a thing that for me is like unavoidable. You get my respect.
Yeah.
Like that's cool.
You can tell that with these songs and with the music that Cold World writes. Even if you're somebody like I asked a friend who's a Die in the World Cold World like hater, first gen Cold World, anti Cold World, and even that he's picking up on weird things and going, oh yeah, listen to this. Oh yeah, I see this. The George song Omega for one. There's like burn rips in there that are really good, and I can't name that many bands who pull off doing a burn riff like.
Fair.
Yeah, let me say that the truly positive thing that I can always give this band, very fearless. You know what I mean? The fact that it worked was fucking like kind of incredible.
Yeah, I mean the first record was like mostly like rap lyrics.
That's what I'm saying.
Like legitimate like rap lyrics.
Crazy that it took hold because there's a lot of bold decisions getting made here. Okay. And then
Last but certainly not least.
Blistered, the poison of self-confinement, 2015, 6131 Records.
there are people who ride super hard.
Stands on the Blistered train.
Super hard. Mm-hmm. Sorry I'm saying this 11 times over the course of the last two brackets. I had a hard time finding a foothold on this, finding like a thing to grip onto and say, oh, this is what I'm connecting with. So, I mean, it was undoubtedly, do you know what this reminded me of? Downpresser, where I can't find anything wrong with it. Yep. You know what I mean? I can't find anything wrong with it. I'm just not like getting this energy that I need.
Impreachable hull, but you're not getting on the boat.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. But that said, I also wasn't mad at anything about it.
I think the best song is the title track, Poison of Self-Confinement. Threw me for a loop because this record starts with kind of this chugging song, kind of trods along, doesn't get past a gallop speed-wise, and I'm like, oh no, this whole thing's going to be just chug. But then the second track, it does pick up a bit, you know. Vocals are gruff. It's down in the mix a bit, I found that was interesting. I think I noted that this band was kind of secret big to a lot of people.
For sure.
They didn't realize.
For sure.
Really important to a lot of people.
Yep.
Do we think this band factored into some of the metalcore revival / the fact that metalcore revival and hardcore kind of crossed over?
Yes.
I do too.
Especially down south? Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Who, you know, an interesting thing to me, because I didn't really know Lennon, But I started talking to him. He did a zine called Plead Your Case. He also does Plead Your Case Records. That's named after a Right Brigade song, Plead Your Case, which is interesting. But then I saw in one of his zines, one of the first, it's like, Plead Your Case fanzine. I'm like, okay, starting off, and it's like, 7 Angels, 7 Plagues interview. And I'm like, huh.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So
that didn't exist in 1997.
that didn't exist in 2000? No crossover.
You weren't like, naming your zine after a Floor Punch song and interviewing All Out War.
No, I say this all the time, that Fury of 5 and Floor Punch didn't share many fans.
No. Nowadays,
not until the Mongoloids, not until later. And then now it's so post that it's all bleeding in the blur.
Yes, there's no division anymore with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
To a point.
But
I mean, there'd be a time, I always think of like Posse Numbers and United Blood kind of being like the analogs of each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. Shout out Foster.
Right? I mean, awesome. Both great fest. Indecision would have never gotten asked to play Posse Numbers, but Incendiary gets asked to play United Blood just because it's so much different. Like,
how things evolve,
if Incendiary was around in 2001, they're not getting the call to fucking play with fucking Underdog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true. But nowadays, they would.
Yeah.
Which is interesting,
Which is, I think, the step in the right direction in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's like, 7 Angels, 7 Plagues, barf. But the general thrust of it, it's cool. It's better for us to be more inclusive and diverse about that.
And then you can pick and choose what you like.
Exactly.
But don't
it's
preclude yourself from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I think this is a big part of what we've done here.
100%.
That it's like kind of like stuff that you would automatically assume, like, I won't like this, so I won't bother.
Yep.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot, because you might find the one piece of that. That's the thing I talk about. I looked for more metal leaning stuff in the late 90s. Didn't find a lot of it. And then eventually found something. I got into Rorschach because I was looking for stuff that was more chaotic or gnarly sounding, and Converge didn't scratch the itch for me. Rorschach did. It was just that step over that eventually
just a little bit more punk, I guess.
Just a little bit, and
dirtier,
right? And it's just that's dialing this knob that way and this knob that way.
Very Is this? Would you say this is like the Euro metal Lennon band?
Yes.
You guys, you nailed
Archangel
this.
kind of. Is that fair?
Yes.
Are they somewhere between that and like Shai Hulud? I don't know.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear Shai Hulud?
I hear like more of like that 8,000.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I asked that because I'm from a more like
Congress, Liar and Congress in the late 90s in Europe.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to play with them a bunch of times. Like, those bands were like fucking big fucking deals over there. So, I mean, I think that's what this reminds me of. Some of my favorite artwork in the entire field. I think that artwork is fucking amazing.
It's
excellent.
good.
Excellent. Their 2 records both have the same cover artist, and they are both excellent.
Fucking incredible artwork.
The art for the Blistered records smokes the Eco Strike records. True or false?
100% true.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, Eco Strike's going for a thing.
They're going for a thing, yeah.
Blistered didn't really go for a thing.
They had a different thing going on.
But like their cover art was not didn't really match. Because like we were saying with that that Servitude record, it's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
For a time and place, this is what you're going for, blah, 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 blah. The Blistered record could have been a fucking stoner record looking at the cover.
100%.
Or it could have been an Iron Maiden it could have been anything.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Change the color on it, it's an Amoebic record.
Got to be some really burnt meme style colors on that one.
Just throw it to the noir filter and then turn up the contrast. Really good. There it is. Amoebic's record.
We're voting?
We're ready to vote?
Yeah.
Cold World, How the Gods Chill versus Blistered, The Poison of Self-Confinement.
I guess I'll go Blistered.
I'll go Blistered. Tough call.
I'm going to go Cold World for the song Never and the burn part in the George song. The George track, he's such a strong vocalist.
Yeah.
He dominates the song. It's so crazy.
He makes
steals the track.
Where do we think this vote's going? If we had to guess, let's put our fucking...
this one specifically?
Yeah.
Blistered.
I'm saying Cold World.
Blistered has some really intense fans.
They do, but I feel like Cold World was such a big band that they have enough goodwill engendered that they would...
That could be.
I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm very curious
I think
to see where some of these go.
I think this one's especially an age divide. I think we're going to see some interesting age divides on this. Not so much the take offense concealed blade or the blacklisted title fight, but the TUI Code Orange and the Cold World blistered for sure.
Yeah, old versus young. Yeah,
old versus young. Anything? So this has been fun. Where this is the fifth installment of Mosh Madness.
Is this? It's the end of the first round.
No, we got 3 more.
Oh my God!
I think because we do 8 per. 8 times 8 is
64.
We're going to be lucky to be done by March.
No, we're getting there. March is. We're going to finish first round in March, and then we'll kind of figure out voting stuff to kind of speed it up, so we're done. And maybe we'll double up. We'll slide off one of our episodes so we can get an extra one in here.
Gotcha.
But yeah, any other shout outs, any other stuff we want to talk about?
There's a new project I'm supposed to be promoting comic book wise, but I can't find it on Amazon, so we'll do that next time.
Check out our socials. We have an Instagram now.
Axe to Grind Podcast on Instagram. Twitter, we're Axe to Grind Cast. Email, axetogrindpodcast@gmail.com. Phone number, Google voicemail, which we like. Leave us funny voicemails.
Do more of that.
Yeah.
732-443-3887. I got it memorized. Facebook.com/Axe to Grind Podcast. Go there, join the group, talk some shit. Anything else that we want to promote? Yeah, rock and roll.
When is this going up? We think?
Mid-February.
All right. Go support the Mind Force
record release show.
Well, no, the benefit show for Mike. Or Death Threat, Ikulu, Regulate,
and
fuck.
Ooh, who's the other?
The opening band.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yep. All right.
Did you like Age of Apocalypse, the event?
Nope.
Some moments.
Yeah. It means a lot. Yeah, it's a
comic.
It's an X-Men crossover that really meant a lot to a certain generation of people. Thing, yeah. But really, I thought it was kind of the beginning of the end for me.
It's the beginning and end because they then use it as a go back to the well moment.
Yeah.
I've been getting into a lot of comics on YouTube.
Is that right?
It's you fucks.
Yeah.
Now I start going
find out some stuff on YouTube. Mm. There's some good content on there.
But now it keeps coming up. It's here's the 10 worst things that the Joker's ever done. Here's this. Here's that.
What are the 10 worst things the Joker's ever done? Well, we'll leave you with that.
There's the scandalous one that continues to reverberate in fan circles even today.
Is that the Killing Joke one?
Yes. It's very scandalous.
What doesn't he?
Jason Todd
paralyzes.
He shoots Barbara Gordon in the back, and
Oracle? No.
Yeah, she becomes Oracle, but she's
paralyzed.
She's paralyzed, and it's a big thing because the lens that people see more through now is leaning on sexual violence and violence towards women as a consistent trope in his work. And I think that it is, but some of his critics are on some weird shit because the professional ones, if you go through their catalog, they have more of a history of doing it than Moore. It's just that Moore's works are so big that
he's a big name. It's easy to target. All right, real quick before we go.
Who's bigger, Nighthawk? Who's Nighthawk? Nightwing.
Nightwing is Dick Grayson.
Yes.
Why is he not Robin?
He matured. And
he walked out.
Jason
Todd
is that what
over. That's the continuity?
Yep. He's formerly Robin. He's one of the Robins.
He's one of the Robins. Nightwing is his...
Actually, the first Robin.
He's the first Robin. That's right. So then he is replaced by the second Robin.
Who's Jason Todd?
Jason Todd.
I believe Jason Todd's the second.
Jason Terry.
Do you know the story? Yeah, the Mavs. Jason Todd. This is great. Who was the writer on that story? It doesn't even really matter, I guess. DC ran an ad. Basically, you, the reader, gets to decide the story. Does Robin live or die?
I saw that on one of these YouTube things.
It's so good.
And he got murked.
And he got killed.
Yeah.
Now he's back. But it took 20-something years. He was one that stayed dead for quite a while. And it was shocking that this world is dark, man.
So that's Starlin that did it. And
bless up, Starlin.
Yeah, and he definitely... Yeah. That was a weird time in comics where it was hey guys, get engaged before engagement's a thing.
How do we get it?
It's true. Mm-hmm. We're basing this whole 60. This whole tournament.
Yes.
is
Exactly right.
Literally based on
Yes, death of Jason
should
Todd.
Robin die.
Yeah.
Should Robin die? Should title fight take out Blacklisted? Let's go.
Let's find out. Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
See ya.